keeping the building up front if they bring enough employees in town, and then maybe the restaurant will take off then, because you're gonna have that many more employees, maybe someone will come in and pick up the restaurant, you know?
Yes, Mike.
So if the schools get approved, how, your workload, will it change significantly?
If the
New
new
schools,
schools,
construction process.
it will. It wasn't bad when they built the batch. I mean, you know, you had an on-site manager. This is actually different. You had a clerk at that point,
Right.
who just, you know, continuously gave me reports. And you had a school building committee that met once a week up there. So it would basically be the same thing. They kind of handle everything.
Much bigger project.
Yeah, it will. And there'll be a lot of management.
Spread over many years, so.
Right, exactly.
Any other questions?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for continuing to run a lean shop.
I am gonna stick around for this trash exemption thing, because
Are you applying for it?
well, right now, I sign off on it. You know, the form comes to me, and I go out and actually inspect it if any residents, you know, are looking to opt out of it. And basically, the building has to be uninhabitable. We've had people trying to opt out, that just go to Florida for 4 or 5 months, and we won't let them opt out. So I don't know if this is something new, but I'm gonna stick around for this discussion. Thank you.
Well, it is the next item on our agenda.
Is it the last one?
Getting warm.
This is second reading?
Yes. We listed it on the agenda as the first reading,
Yeah.
because I don't recall it being read at the, I remember it being discussed at the last meeting.
No, I read it.
Okay. Then please,
See
then,
yourself? Did we
then
really
please,
all that?
then please feel free to change the motion, because I said my recollection was that it was discussed at length.
Actually, it's probably in the minutes.
Yeah, I thought we had reached a basic agreement on the language.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was actually set up for the first reading.
That may be true.
So I think this is the first reading. What we did is we agreed at the last meeting, this is what it's gonna be now.
Okay.
I believe, I don't think we,
Trash exempt policy.
I think we finally agreed to what the terms and conditions were going to be, and then you set it up for,
So while we're waiting, basically,
We
we're
had a
trying to
motion.
close a little loophole
That was not.
in the exemption.
we had a motion to say this is what it's
Exemption
gonna
was
be.
set up for
Now,
specific
this is the first reading.
things to which a number of people were getting the benefit that basically shouldn't have got the benefit.
Were those ones that were approved?
No,
So,
If you wanna put it down as a first reading.
No,
Move it along, move it along.
You can.
it's not
it
the
was in the
sub.
original packet.
There's a lot of pages, so,
Yeah, it's back up on page, it was way back up in the packet.
yeah. It's a purple sheet.
If you type in the page number, you can get to it.
Cold in here, everybody? A little cold?
Chilly.
Water in here. I'm doing it to keep me awake.
Page 30,
10 o'clock.
36 and
It's like a
37.
cliff for me.
Thank you, I got it, yeah.
I should've brought my teddy bear. Want me to read the motion?
Is there any discussion before we read the motion? Okay, Mr. Prisco?
Mr. Chairman, I move to amend and adopt the first reading of the solid waste user fee regulation adopted by the Board of Selectmen on June 17, 2002, by revising Section 4 of the regulation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary.
So now we're gonna,
Revision reads as follows. If
Yeah, I don't have that.
any single-family household receiving a real estate property tax exemption under Chapter 59, Section 5, Clause 18, Clause 17E, Clause 22, Clause 37A, Clause 41A and 42, and/or Clause 41D shall receive a 50% exemption on a solid waste user fee. And basically, Greg, help me with this. what it did was it put a restriction or eliminated people that were getting a benefit based on,
Non-income guidelines. Non-income guidelines.
Income wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
Now it is.
Correct.
so we have a motion, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. All in favor?
Jeff's got a
Mr. Yule?
question.
I just want to say something. In the last reading, or last meeting on this issue, I had indicated that I did not vote for it. After reading it further, I do find that this is an acceptable wording. I didn't realize it was the same as you mentioned before, but reading it further, I understand it more clearly, so I will be supporting it.
Okay, all in favor?
Just-
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry,
No, that's okay. I just, what was, Jim, what was your issue for you?
Well, anybody who wants to opt out, it'll generate a form, it'll come to me, in for various reasons. Some people would just say, well, I'm not here half the year, and basically, if you've got a single family, there's no way to control it, the trashmen go around, they don't know if a single family house is opted out or not, if they put it out, they're picking up the trash. So I really don't exact
There's
anything.
no opt-out. No, we don't have an opt-out option.
Right.
Well, no, there is. The residential dwelling owners opting for, this is the current policy. It's number 8. Residential dwelling owners opting for a solid waste disposal service other than the municipal program shall be responsible for paying the solid waste user fee during the last quarter they receive municipal service. So, it doesn't necessarily address the opt-out as we currently manage it.
People were opting
I-
out.
what we would-
They could
what we
bring their
require.
trash to work, and they were
Right.
paying for a dumpster at their place of business, they would opt out and bring their trash there.
but they had
we- we-
provide evidence
So
of
they had to
such.
provide evidence
Right.
that they had a dumpster and the company and whoever was taking it.
Right, they had to provide a contractual services in order to opt out.
Right.
And we were allowing that if they say, I bring my,
We're allowing that. I'm not sure how it was enforced. Like I said, if the truck goes around and someone puts 2 bags out there, they're gonna stop and pick it up. They don't know which houses opted out and is taking it to work, so
We actually do that now.
I think we still do.
Yeah.
Do you know how many opt-outs we have?
I don't have the numbers, but
I don't know how many,
Shouldn't allow opt-out.
No,
we know how many exemptions we've had, but we
Yeah.
don't have any, I don't know.
opt-outs.
No opt-outs.
My understanding was that they had to
No
provide
opt-outs.
evidence that they were having some other
Yeah,
service
but we have no way of policing
pick
it.
up their,
So why would we offer something that we can't even police? I mean, we should
we should go over,
incorporate that
we
in part
should
of this
go
whole
over the,
thing and eliminate the opt-out program completely because it makes no sense.
Well, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, it's just, it's difficult to enforce, but,
Well,
Uh,
if you can't enforce it, then why would you have it?
well, otherwise you're forcing people to pay for a service that they're not necessarily,
Well,
use a
when-
service,
When it first started, residents up at Swan Pond would file to opt out, and I'd have to go out there and inspect the dwelling. If it was a cottage or a camp that was uninhabitable and it's been closed out, we would opt them out. They were still paying their taxes, but they wouldn't have to pay the trash fee. But nobody else could opt out because everybody drives their trash down and throws it in the dumpster, and the trash company just picks up the dumpster. So we'd have no way of knowing that they weren't still using the dumpster.
Right.
So if somebody's living there, no one could opt out.
But now you're saying people do opt out.
Yeah, at the beginning of the program, if you provided a bill or a service from your place of business, that, you had a dumpster company, they were allowed to opt out. Basically an honor system, that they were bringing their trash to work and having their company pick it up.
What about people who go away on vacation, like
No.
to Florida for months at a time?
Well, I'm in favor of incorporating, considering removing or eliminating the opt-out option. And incorporating it as part of this exemption, we should have it all. And if this board, the majority wants to keep it, then we should incorporate it into the whole.
well, why don't we find out how many people are actually,
Yeah.
see if we can find out what the participation level
Sure.
is. I mean, it sounds as though you're not making it easy for people to opt out. I mean,
Right.
if you live there, you're in,
Yeah, I mean,
If
there
you're a
might be 5 or
snowbird-
10 people.
If you're a snowbird, you're still in.
Right, exactly.
We can do
In the $5? Did it go up? I thought it
It's
went up.
$7.
It's $7, so I thought.
We need to revise our policy. It says 5.
Yeah, it says 5. Yeah, read that, please.
Just for a nominal fee.
Great you catch that.
We should just say for a nominal fee. Really, and then,
Yeah, it's
and
true.
then whatever, then we
Changing
set,
it all the
we set,
time.
we set the
That's
fees
true.
annually, you know?
Right, do we have to actually post the exact number?
No, I don't think so. The number out of there.
Some people use their own, have procured their own bins. We haven't
Well, that's another
made a,
question that came up though too, was, should they be allowed to use their own recycling bins or not?
Why not?
Well, I would say that you should have one bin, because at least then you know that you can see that bin. If you have excess beyond that, you should be able to use any bin that you want at that point. It's the excess that you,
Well, we're not gonna be able to police that either, so.
no, I think it,
Shouldn't
I
require
think,
that they
I
have to
think
have
it,
a
to
bin.
some degree, gets policed by the people picking up the trash, because if it's not recyclable, they don't pick it up.
Correct, but I don't think we should require our residents to have a North Reading recycle bin to get their recycling picked up. That's all I'm saying.
Reduce the amount of recycling, not
Yeah,
increase it.
it's gonna do the opposite of what we're trying to
They can pick
accomplish.
up a sticker and put it on a barrel and make a, designate a
Whatever
whole
they wanna
barrel
do,
as they
let them do
recycle.
what they wanna do.
excuse me, Mr. Chair? Isn't the first bin free to the
Oh, it was a
household?
long time ago,
Not
I'm not
now.
sure anymore.
No, you need a bin, you pay, it's $7.
When the program was first initiated, I think everybody got a
Right.
free bin.
That's what I was working off
I think new residents still get one free.
of.
Anyway,
New homes,
so
I
we've
should-
got
Yeah, because my
Below
new
the
resident
fee
next,
under 10.
new resident next to me has a Woburn one. They do, they got a blue one from Woburn.
So do we wanna, we can still, you know, we have to change the reading or anything that we talked about tonight?
Yeah, no, this is, we're just
Only the
addressing one
first
issue,
reading,
one thing, so I mean, if we wanna do something else, then we have to redo it. I guess we didn't look at it that closely.
Yeah, so I'm gonna,
Shit.
change back to your second.
On 10, we're gonna take up the
What?
price.
We're gonna pass over this motion.
the first reading. Why, I don't think we can. As a
You don't.
first reading, there's a
Only
change.
because it says amended and adopted at the first reading of the solid waste user fee regulation. This
This
isn't.
is, well, the
This is good.
removing the $5 fee is
That's fine, if you're okay
another
with it, I'm
amendment.
okay with it.
What's
You
that?
remove the $5
It's
fee.
not like we're making a
Do it.
major change to the document.
No, there's opt-out. If we incorporate the opt-out into it, I think it could be, I mean.
Well, then you can bring back the opt-out and discuss it.
That's
For
for
the
another-
second reading,
That's
can
for,
we do that?
no,
No,
but that's for another night.
Do it separate, but they said the $5 fee is really no.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
It's
I'm
enough.
just, I'm more concerned about the opt-out. Okay. It's 10:10, so I'm ready to go.
All right. Read the
Like
motion.
that.
I already read
Oh,
it.
you read the motion.
We already have a
I'm
motion. We
sorry.
already got a second? We just need a
All
vote.
in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, we've got funding for public safety review. I think this is something that Jeff,
Jeff, how long is it gonna be?
That's up to you guys.
Yeah, if you wanna agree with them, we won't be long at all, right?
Going to get my pillow, my blankie.
Wasn't able to get the,
Oh, sorry, Greg.
No problem at all.
Had an explosion there. Thank you, sir. What is this called? Oh, this is what we talked about in our last meeting?
yes, sir.
Thank you, Jeff.
Let's hope I don't run out. Guys?
You need another one?
I anticipated the attendance. I got it just right. Okay. I wasn't able to get the thing to work, but, okay.